Welcome back to this episode of Cope's Corner. I'm your host, as always, Mike Copenhaver, aka Real Mike. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, all the likes of KOPESKORNER. I'm stoked to talk about some UFC Orlando going down this weekend. Finally, we have some blood and some MMA after a week off. It's very hard for us when we don't have any combat going on, but this weekend's UFC Fight Night. Thompson versus Holland should be a really, really good one. First and foremost, I would like to thank his first sponsor of the show. I'd like to thank is MELIN. It's a luxury line of hats that my boy Bryan McDonald, one of the co-founders, came up with in high school. He talked how we'd have a hat line unlike anything you've ever seen. Different patterns, really cool materials. Some are waterproof, some are lumberjack for with warm ears. Some are really lightweight for the parks if you want to go hiking, but make sure you go separate or get yourself something to separate yourself from the pack because their gear is fire. Secondly, I'd like to thank is FokaiStuff.com. It's FOKAI. Stuff.com. It's Guamillion gear. My boy Rome came up with this Islander vibe wear, and it's unlike anything else. They have hats, shirts, long sleeves, jerseys, dope circle beach towels, man, that just came back in, and short sleeves as well. All the proceeds help all the Guamillions over there, so make sure you go and give them some love. And then thirdly, I'd like to shout out is on Amazon. It's Stony Tark's top tips on growing cannabis. The picture on the cover is actually of the plant that I grew of lemon cream kush female. If you look up lemon cream kush female spliff seeds, it'll pop up on Google, and that picture also will be my picture that I grew there as well. So shout out to Stony Tark for having that. And last but not least, like to thank SUA Law Group, SUA, my boy Brandon Sewell, one of the best law practitioners that there is, which does criminal law, family law, and personal injury. Really, really dedicated to every single fight that he goes through, whether it's a crooked DA, the cops, the baby mama drama, or a personal injury with a motorcycle accident, much like I had to use them for. And their team is phenomenal. So really, we can't thank them enough for giving me the chance to go here live on StreamYard. And without them, it wouldn't be possible to have as much cool stuff. But but with that said, we got UFC Fight Night Thompson versus Holland, and that should be a good fight for the main event. Kevin Holland's just the phenom, been just always taking care of crime wherever he is in any town, and he's gonna be taking on Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. It's gonna be a weird one. You're gonna have a really explosive Kevin Holland versus kind of now the older guy that used to be the gatekeeper. Now after him and after Tyron Woodley's done what he's done, the epic trilogy that he had with Thompson versus Woodley doesn't look quite as good. But with that said, the co-host for the night will be Mr. B, the MMA guy, whenever he jumps in the mix. So what other news that we have, though, that just popped is that James Krause will not be allowed to corner. Pretty much, it seems to be it's going to be like ever again for any fighter that has to do with the UFC. Hunter Campbell came out with a statement saying, pretty much James Krause is not welcome in the corner. If you have him in your corner, you pretty much won't be fighting for the UFC. Pretty crazy stuff there that going on, and it's one of the most exciting stories to come about is the James Krause gambling thing between that Derek Minner, I believe it was Derek Minner versus Nurem Beckham was the bout that is in question. What up, Kick Your Bass? Appreciate you being here, dude. Why what, Ryan? Why James Krause? Did you not hear what happened? Well, supposedly Derek Minner was hurt and he was cornering Derek Minner the few weeks ago, and so we obviously had the inside information that Derek Minner's knee was pretty shot, and so I'm gonna go out and say that he told his boys to bet on against Derek Minner and to bet his opponent, first round finish, and the line movement went crazy for Vegas, and so a lot of people ended up. Some made money and some lost their ass just betting on Minner, thinking that he was an OG that might possibly have some skin in the game. And, that's happened a few times. What TJ Dillashaw just fought pretty much hurt. And, you're betting on these guys, and it does suck. I didn't throw down a Minner and never would on that note. But it's pretty crazy turn of affairs to hear that James Krause is pretty much the first person that I've ever heard of just being straight out called out Pete Rose style for gambling on his fighters or against his fighter, which is pretty crazy, you know. I don't know where Mr. B is. I'm gonna have to send him an invite. Hold on a second. I'm gonna send him another one in case his got lost in translation. But yeah, Mr. B will be here whenever he can. Okay, go, Bubby. Sorry if you heard my little boy just walked in, said he had to go potty. But yeah, I just sent it to Mr. B for his co-host spot, but it's hard to. I don't want to jump into the fights without Mr. B, because then I'm gonna go jump into the fights and I'm gonna have to go full circle backwards, and then I'm gonna re-talk about a fight that I don't want to talk about, or because that I already talked about. It's kind of just really dumb for you guys. So, but just bear with us when Mr. B jumps in the mix. I know he's over in Brooklyn, BX, New York City. I'm over in California here, so sometimes it's hard to match up schedules, especially on a Friday. He from where? James Krause. He's from Springfield, Missouri. I think, Bryan. I could be wrong on that. I swear he's over by your neck of the woods. I know for sure Glory Fitness MMA is over your way. Ryan, let me check out. Oh, that doesn't even have it. Huh. Yeah, so either way, I'm pretty sure he's out your way, Ryan. James Krause. So, but now now he can't train fighters pretty much that are going to fight in the UFC, and he can't have anything to do with it, so he can't make the money on the commission. He's not betting anymore, so he's lost now that revenue. It doesn't seem very good. And then you have the rumors of right down the street, Glory Fitness MMA. That's what I thought, Ryan Richardson. He's from Kansas City, so he knows he's from Missouri, so he knows kind of that area more than anything. But yeah, man, it's really interesting turn of affairs that's going down with James Krause. And then you have the other story that he's banging Lorosenko. I mean, and I'm not hating. I just need to know, were you clapping cheeks with Senko? I think you were, because where's Lorosenko been? Nowhere to be found pretty much these last few weeks. Not a lot to say, not a lot on Twitter, nothing. And she was all tweeting all kinds, over in the Middle East. Had all kinds of things to say about wearing this or that and different religions. And now she's nowhere to be found. So really, really interesting, man. There's Mr. B, my man. What up, B? How are you doing, dude?
Yo, I'm good. I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, man. I was trying to stall because I don't want to jump into the fights and then have to go backwards and have to tell you, or have to have you talk about it, because sometimes that does happen, and then I feel ridiculous when we have to do that.
Nah, it's all right, man. I'm trying to. I don't know, man. I'm going through a bunch of technical difficulties this week. Like, I'm trying to get my OK Live for some reason acting up. I might have to restart that, but it doesn't even matter because I'm supposed to jump over to PokerCharge. So, but for right now, my OK Live account was acting up, so I got to go back to the other one I had before. I restarted this other one. I have to go to the first OK Live account I have, so I could do the weekend stream fights.
Yeah. So while you were not here, I was kind of elaborating on the James Krause issue, which is kind of more exciting than anything.
Oh, yes.
Between the bet, I mean, you got betting involved, you got one of the coaches involved, and then you got possibility that he's clapping Senko's cheeks. He's clapping Senko's cheeks. We don't know what to talk about. Fucking Krause clapping Senko's cheeks. She's been so quiet lately, B.
Yeah, man. Because the story was going like he was messing with Senko. He might have been messing with Megan Anderson. Yo, I don't know, man. And then the whole betting situation is just crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. It's what sucks though for James Krause, he can't corner now. Make money off cornering. Pretty much, you only coach. I mean, besides if you make money at the gym off of like just the other like random people, not fighters, paying you. I mean, like he's not betting. He can't be betting anymore. So he's. I mean, a lot of revenues, a lot of like different outlets of revenue have just been shut down for James Krause.
And betting in Canada got chopped, I heard.
Dude, that's crazy. I know I have a bunch of I know my boy, shout out Lock of the Night podcast and show. He's amazing, man. He's over there in Canada. And some of these guys now are really affected with the fact they can't bet.
Yeah.
It really does suck for them. Thankfully over here in California and in the United States, and we have Las Vegas real close by and a bunch of other places. But this is crazy, B. You think that they're like, you think they're going to elaborate deeply, or are they going to be very vague until it goes out of the picture? I think it should be a movie, B.
Yeah, I think it should.
You've seen the NBA one, right, with Tim Donahue?
Yo, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something big, like major.
Yeah.
Because when you talking about the media's on it, and media people who also bet on these fights are talking about it, you got a situation on your hands.
Oh,
There's gonna be something.
Yeah, right now there's a few things breaking the internet. It's this James Krause situation. You got Hunter Biden's laptop and all the stuff that Twitter was suppressing that Elon leaked today. So you got Kanye going straight full haywire. I didn't even believe I defended him at first, and I like defended, but I said I don't really believe that was him under the mask charade thing. It's hard for me to not see his face, and I'm like, why wouldn't you just show your face if you have the balls enough to say the stuff you're saying?
Yeah.
And then his voice sounded a little bit off to me, but he just says the dumbest shit. If I said the stuff that Kanye said, I would have been dropped a long time ago.
Yeah. I got on Twitter yesterday to see what was going on. I don't know if you see the tweet. I put it in, and I was like, I wanted to say something.
You walked in and out.
I'm out. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, it was like that meme or that gif that Homer walking through the bush, but he walks
pretty much. Because that wasn't it. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
So with the last thing on the James Krause situation, I'm just curious on how much money was thrown down for this big of a thing to happen. I mean, we're not talking about a few $1,000s anymore, B?
Yeah, there's millions involved.
I think so. There might be big money. And
money.
Makes it super interesting,
Yeah.
So, but with that said, we have UFC Fight Night Thompson versus Holland going down this Saturday. It's actually going down 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for B, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for me on the West Coast. I'm looking forward to these bouts, B. I know it's been, a week? It feels like it's been longer than 2 weeks, but it's only been 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks.
It feels like it's
longer, yeah.
It feels like if it's been forever. But with that said, we are finally gonna have some combat. The first fight of the night we have is
before we start.
Yep.
The Amanda Hebos Tracy Cortez fight got canceled.
Yeah, it did. Yep.
Yeah.
But you know what? Do you know what happened there, B, at all?
They said it was a medical issue.
Okay, so
on Tracy Cortez's side.
Okay, so nothing definitive besides the medical issue, right?
Nothing definitive because she went and made weight.
I know.
Yeah,
so weird, man. Hopefully we'll see that in the weeks to come. I know Brian T. C. Ortega is comforting his girl. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, but with that said, the next fight of the night, or the first fight of the night, is between two ladies. We got Yasmin Jariguri versus Estela Nunez. And Estela Nunez is a purple belt in BJJ. She's got a 6-3 record. She's 30 years old. She's got a 2-fight losing streak. Fights out of Brazil. She's 5'4" with a 66-inch reach. She last took on Sam Hughes. She lost the majority decision. And Erolani Carnelossi, she lost by rear naked choke round 3 after Carnelossi kind of threw her all over the place. Carnelossi was a brute of a girl, man. But either way, she's lost a few times. Angelina Lee got her one championship by Anaconda choke round 2. So she's been tapped 2 times, rear naked choke, Anaconda choke. And I don't like those tappers in that sense. But, I mean, her record's super suspect. I think her last win was 1 championship. The girl was 7-3. Then the girl before that was 15-9-1. And that's not where it gets fishy. It's before that. It's 3-0, 0-0, 0-2, 1-1, 1-2. So it's just hard for me to jump kind of on the Estela Nunez train. She's taking on Yasmin Yaguri, who looked amazing. The Mexican prospect fighter, 23 years old, 5'3", 64-inch reach. So going to be very, very similar when it comes to attributes. She's on a 9-fight win streak herself, fighting at Tijuana, Baja California. Shout out to Tacos El Frank, the best fucking tacos in the world, pretty much, let alone in Tijuana. It's El Frank Tacos. It's ELFRANCS. I think about the tacos every fucking day, B. I fucking love Tijuana. Either way, so yeah, Yasmin is took on Lucindo. She won by unanimous decision. That girl was 13-4. Then she took on Claire Lopez, who's 6-3. She won by KO TKO, beat another girl by KO TKO at a Combati Global. She's a finisher, man. She's tough as could be. Right now, she's a slight favorite. I believe she is a a little bit more than slight. Negative 350 favorite, plus 260 comeback for Estela Nunez. I like Yasmin Yaguri here, especially versus the quitter that I see in Estela Nunez. But this is still kind of a little bit closer bout than its line. But I'm going with the Hispanic Yasmin Yaguri all day. B, who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Yasmin as well, man. Estela, she got like a tough first round. Like her best round is her first round. After her first round, it gets rocky. It gets really rocky. The cardio dies out.
She questions herself.
Yep.
And
if it gets to a third round, forget it. She's just there. She's just a sitting duck. I don't like it. She has a lot of decision wins based on her being able to move around and strike, maintain distance, get a little bit in the clinch, use her Muay Thai here and there. But I think Yasmin got the skills, man. She got the ability to put on some real serious pressure on her. And she has an overall game. She's willing to use the takedowns if necessary. But I think Estela doesn't like takedowns. And I think Yasmin got this, man. Yasmin really puts on really good pressure, really good volume. The volume stays unlike Nunez, where Nunez has the strong first round. It dies out in the second, and it really dies out in the third. So we take Yasmin, man.
Yeah, I'm taking Yasmin. I think very easily she wins this bout. I just don't see where she's like outclassed here. I'm thinking that she wins this by decision. She could possibly finish Estela Nunez. Possibly, man. I mean, because Estela Nunez has that jiu-jitsu weakness. Maybe we see something out of the Hispanic fighter that we haven't seen. It'd be crazy to see Yasmin pull out a sub there. That'd be stretching it very far. But I'm taking Yasmin there for sure, like URB. I think that I don't say it very often, but I think she is a worthy parlay piece. I'm going to throw her in a parlay, and we'll see what we can make up by the end of the day. Because if there's something that we can do, that like say Yasmin and JSP and then someone else that we feel like is a lock, then maybe we could get a better value, because some of these fighters are a little bit higher priced than me and Mr. B would like to pay, B?
Right.
So, but with that said, we're both going Yasmin, and I believe I'm going to throw in a parlay, but we need to get some better odds with the other fighters.
Yeah, Ryan, one is on tonight.
Oh, nice. What time is that on, B?
The prelims are on now. The main card starts at 10.
Oh, cool. So perfect. Right after the show, pretty much we can go jump on watch one championship. And one championship is a lot of fun, huh, B?
Yeah. Pretty dope. Really good stuff.
We're talking about UFC right now, and the next fight of the night is between Francis Marshall takes on Marcelo Rojo, B, and you get to jump into that first.
Yes. So let's go. We have one, featherweight fight. Marcelo Rojo, man, Pitbull.
That ain't no Pitbull. That ain't the Pitbull.
16'8", 34 years old, 5'8", 71-inch reach, represent Argentina. Out of Entram Gym, used to fight at Combates. So far he's a little mixy, man. Charles Jourdain knocked him out. He had a couple scratch fights. Then he came back. He fought Kyler Phillips. And Kyler Phillips caught him with the triangle armbar in the third round at UFC 271. was a really nasty submission. But yeah, man, he got out grappled. He got out hustled. So he's moving up to 145. And he's fighting the debuting Francis Marshall, man. Now, Francis Marshall showed up on the Contender Series. Was it this year? Yeah, it was this year. Fought this dude by the name of Connor Matheus. Now, Connor Matheus had a lot of good hype. He was also like somewhat of a veteran, hard-nosed, like tough guy, man. And Matheus had a good first round against this kid. Yeah. He had a good first round against this kid, but boy, oh boy, Marshall turned up and beat the brakes off that dude, man, for the rest of the fight. Ugly. Other than that, he's been fighting in Ring of Combat, Gulf Coast, a lot of submissions. Where in that fight on the Contender Series, he beat this dude up on the feet. Like takedown defense, use takedown, just beat this guy up.
Mixed it all up.
It was really surprising. Coming into this fight here, we know Rojo always brings pressure. He's not about backing up. It's going to be a very messy fight that he's willing to bring. He's not going to use no jiu-jitsu and none of this stuff. He only comes out to bring the pain, but he keeps getting caught. And what we seen out of a kid like Marshall could play the game. Marshall's fight striking is really clean, man. I'm surprised that kid at only 6-0 could strike the way he strike and actually has the IQ that he has. Rojo is gonna make this fight messy for sure, but I'm gonna ride with the upstart Francis Marshall here, man. I think Marshall's gonna be able to get the necessary reads here. I think he's gonna be able to mix up the game. And if necessary, find the shot and probably put away Rojo, man. Probably put him away. It's gonna be a rough debut it might be a rough debut for Marshall here, but I think Marshall will rise up to the occasion and get a win here against Rojo.
Yeah, man, you broke it down very good, B. So this is also Marcelo Rojo. He's also with Glory Fitness MMA, right, B? He's the one that's getting a pass right this week, being able to fight. Am I wrong on that? Wasn't he the fighter?
No. He's fighting. He's out of the gym, Entram gym, where
Who am I thinking of that's this weekend? I swear someone was fighting this weekend from Glory Fitness MMA that was getting a pass.
Somebody is. I think somebody is.
I swear that I for some reason I thought it was Rojo, but maybe it doesn't say that.
No, it's somebody. Somebody is. I'm trying to remember who too.
Wow, man. So yeah, either way, sorry about that.
You're right.
So
you're right.
With this one here, Marcelo Rojo, he's got a couple attributes. One thing I do love about him was shout out to the Argentinian and that Argentinian barbecue, that fucking enchana, so fucking good, man. And the blood sausages and all that shit you guys do in Argentina. So shout out to my boys Argentinians. So I love me some Argentinian food. But this Argentinian's a little suspect in the sense of he's been finished so many times. With arm triangle choke round 3, punches round 3, a triangle armbar round 3, guillotine choke round 3. I can't jump on that if you know me, B. I'm glad that you like Francis Marshall too. I think that he might possibly be the real deal in the sense of this matchup. I feel like he definitely is the all-around better game. He opened up at -110, so he's been bought down a little bit down to the -165. It's a little bit more than I'd like. I'd like to jump on at 110, but we can't do that. But I'm going to jump on it. I'm going to be jumping on Francis Marshall. I'm going to be throwing down 1.65 units on him to beat Marcelo Rojo. I just feel like that Marcelo Rojo showed me a quit a few times, and B, I can't have that in a fighter, especially if I'm backing him. And so with that one there, should be a fun affair between those two, and it'll be the first bet of the night. The next fight of the night is between Nathan Levy takes on Genaro Valdez. Genaro Valdez is 10-1 from Mexico. He called himself El Rayadito. I think I did that right. 30 years old, 5'9", with a 72-inch reach. He's on a one-fight losing streak. Fights out of the same gym, I believe, as what says Rojo does, but I swear to God, Rojo's the Glory Fitness MMA lately. But either way, fighting out of Tijuana, Baja California. So shout out to them once again for that badass fucking those tacos at Tacos El Frank's. He last took on Matt Fervola, lost ground and pound round 1. Then that was his first fight after the Contender Series. And anytime they come from the Contender Series in the UFC, they seem to get rolled. And he got steamrolled by Matt Steamroller Fervola. And then so he beat Patrick White on the Contender Series punches round 2, rear naked choke round 1, ground and pound round 1, rear naked choke. The dude's a finisher when he does get his mitts on people, but when he gets out wrestled and outmatched, he's in some trouble. And he's going to be taking on Nathan Levy. Nathan Levy is 7-1. He's 31 years old. 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. He's on a 1-fight win streak. He's got a karate base. This dude's pretty well rounded, man. He last took on Mike Breeden. He won by unanimous decision, and then he lost to Rafa Garcia in his first fight off the Contender Series. Like I said, when they come off the Contender Series, they kind of get thrown right to a gatekeeper. And Rafa Garcia, tough Hispanic dude, and he ended up losing the unanimous decision right out of the gate of the Contender Series. But he on the Contender Series, he won by arm triangle choke round 3. This dude's whole record is suspect too. Right now the odds makers have Nathan Levy at a -210 plus 170 comeback. I'm going Nathan Levy here. I wouldn't bet on this, but just because like the records don't show me enough. There's no way that I could be throwing down that much money on Nathan Levy when there isn't enough for me from either side for me to be throwing down. So on this one, is very, very weird matchup for me to gauge. I'm going to go Nathan Levy, but that's only because of Valdez's loss. But there's not a lot for me on that. But do you know anything about these fighters?
Well, if I remember correctly, Valdez, right? Valdez fought you remember was it? Yeah, Matt Fervola, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the fight where Fervola got like 4 knockdowns on him.
That's right.
Yeah. Back and forth.
Yeah.
Valdez was no nonsense on the Contender Series. He knocked that dude out in like the second round, I think it was. The guy got a chin on him, but reckless. He probably tightens this up here against Nathan Levy. I know Levy's with Syndicate, and he was on the Contender Series. He was a little iffy. He won that last fight. It was a little iffy because the last round was kind of shaky. He did good though, but this fight is ugly. This is another ugly fight, man. I'm going with this fight doesn't go the distance.
That's a good bet.
I don't think this goes the distance.
Dude, I could hear my son, my 1-year-old, just screaming in the background. I don't know what they're doing out there. Hopefully, you guys can't hear that. But
I think it comes down to how Gennaro fights, how Valdez fights. If Valdez is coming out with reckless abandon and constant pressure, either he folds Levy under the pressure, or Levy fights smart and takes advantage and finds his shots and beats Valdez. But I don't think this goes the distance. This is a fight where on paper Levy should win. He should be the smarter fighter, the much more smarter, more technical fighter in the two. Levy should get this, but this is going to be a shaky fight because Valdez is going to come in here crazy.
It seems fishy. It doesn't seem fishy. Like it's like a lot of people are just going to be throwing out bets on Levy. Like it's no big deal. Like 100% he's locked. And that's why I'm feeling like there's a little bit more to this matchup than it looks to the eye, especially even the odds. I think this should be more of a pick 'em, maybe -130, 40, 50 at most for Levy, you know, B?
Maybe, yeah. Who's the underdog?
Gennaro Valdez plus 170 underdog for the -210 favorite Nathan Levy it's a little disrespectful to Gennaro in the sense because he's only shown us one fight off the Contender Series, and you can't. How do you judge a man off of that? B?
Yeah. It's hard. And look who you fought. You fought Matt Favola after coming off the Contender Series. Like Jesus Christ. So
not easy.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Shit, it's a pick'em. It should be a pick'em. Honest to God, it should be a pick'em.
That's what I'm saying. So,
I'm a little shaky. I'm on the this doesn't go to decision.
Yeah. I
don't know exactly the direction on who's gonna win, but I know this doesn't go to a decision.
All good on that one. Doesn't matter because we're not betting on it, and there's not a clear enough evidence for us to even throw down.
I have to figure this out when it comes tomorrow on DraftKings.
It's gonna be a tough one, but the next fight of the night should be much easier for us to break down. Be gonna jump into it first. It's Darren the Damage Elkins takes on JSP.
Yeah, this one I'm excited for, man. Jonathan Pierce, man. This dude has been killing it. JSP, man. 13-4. 30 years old, 6 foot tall with the 71-inch reach, which is very interesting at featherweight. 6 foot tall guy. Representing Tennessee on a 4-fight win streak at Fight Ready MMA. Last 3 fights, man. This dude beat Marquand Americani, ground and pound, nasty. Christian Rodriguez beat by unanimous decision, and Omar Morales, he beat with a rear naked choke in the 2nd round. He also beat Kai Kamaka, before he lost to Joe Lozon, but that was at 155. Since he made the move to 145, the guy's been really fucking solid. Really good grappling skills. Just puts you under a lot of wrestling and scrambling. Waits till you break. He gonna break you, or you just gonna say, yo, to hell with this. Either way, he gonna get his way. But he's going up against a guy who fights the same way. No nonsense. So much punishment. His nickname says it all. The Damaged Darren Elkins.
Dude, it's literally it'd be like a girl calling herself a slut. Like, I'm a slut.
Yeah,
that's what I get when I get Darren Damage Elkins. I'm like, it's like him saying like, I'm a slut for getting punched.
Word. This man just really in it just to get beat up. Like he wants to get hurt, and he gonna hurt you right back, man. I never seen something like this. He's different.
He's special.
For real. 38 years old, 5'10", 71-inch reach, representing Hobart, Indiana, also representing that team out of Sacramento, Team Alpha Male. Team Alpha Male. But he's been mixed up. He's been kind of mixy, man. He beat Tristan Connolly last time out, unanimous decision. Got knocked out by Cub Swanson. One of Cub's insane performances yet. He also beat Derek Minner by ground and pound round 2. And submitted Eduardo Garagori by rear naked choke. Darren Elkins, man, he takes punishment, constant pressure, embraces the grind, always with the wrestling. The striking somewhat there, is not fully there, but when he mixes up his wrestling, it's problems. He could pummel really good. He's another guy who could scramble really good, and he could put you under that really aggravating wet blanket with constant punches, constant work. Yeah, it's like a mirror match almost, man. Just a younger version of Darren Elkins is out here and Jonathan Pierce.
With less damage.
Yeah. Jonathan Pierce is more of the insane grappler. Over Elkins, but Elkins is willing to throw more action in there over Pierce, where Pierce just looks to wilt you just based on the grappling alone and then work after that. Although he's managed to tighten that up a little bit. I'm going to go with JSP on this one. No disrespect to Elkins. Elkins is going to make this one really tough. This could probably go to a decision. I probably figure it'll go to decision, but I'll take JSP.
Yeah, this one. The only besides the experience factor that Darren Elkins has, he does have. He's got a BJJ brown belt edge over the purple belt for JSP. So that worries me a little bit in the sense that because of the fact that you always got to have respect for your elders and the veteran. But damn it, Darren Elkins taken so. I can hear my voice looping. Darren Elkins has taken so much damage. It's hard for me to like he should be done, man, a long time ago. JSP is going to be more athletic. He's going to be younger. He's going to be stronger. JSP's the odds right now are negative 500 plus 360 comeback for the underdog Darren Elkins. You know, we're not telling you nothing crazy here, but I'm going JSP too. I think that he's the real deal versus Darren Elkins, who is just a little too damaged of goods. I don't quite know exactly what we're gonna get with him, but he does have the BJJ game. He does have the heart that does worry me. But in that sense, JSP seems to be like a real mixed martial artist and a real athlete, and he's taking this quite seriously. So, with that said, we're both going JSP. I want to say GSP every time, but JSP. The next fight of the night is between Michael Johnson takes on Marc Bone Crusher Diakiese. This should be a really, really good bout between the two of them. We got the Englishman Marc Diakiese, the Bone Crusher, 16-5 now on his record. 29 years young is this kid only still. 5'10", 73 in reach, 2-fight win streak, fighting out of ATT, Florida. Kind of gotten his roots settled there too as well. And this guy was a striker when he first came into the UFC, and now you could see wrestling almost in every win he has. Last 2 wins he's had is Damir Hazovic, unanimous decision. Vladislav Vorskov. He won the unanimous decision. Both those he was very, very heavy wrestling based. He lost to Rafael Alves, guillotine choke round 1. Rafael Fiziev, unanimous decision. And we all know how amazing Rafael Fiziev is now. So you can take a lot from that, but he did get choked out. I don't really like that from Marc. But Marc has really, really grown as a man and into his body as he came into the UFC. But he's going to be taking on Michael Johnson, Michael the Menace. He called himself 20-18, 36 years old, 5'10 with a 73.5 inch reach. The only dude to knock out, Dustin Poirier, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's the only dude to finish Dustin Poirier. Pretty crazy in the sense back in 2016 by punches. So this dude's striking when he shows up and he wants to show up and he looks good. He's an amazing athlete. He's not always mentally there. Always been a fan of him, and because he comes bang and puts his heart out there, and he's never turned down a fight, even when he fought Khabib, right? Didn't he fight Khabib? Yeah. He took the fight with Khabib, even though he was going to die. And so with this one, Michael Johnson doesn't look like his body's very fit. He doesn't look like the same athlete that I need him to look like that he used to. I do like his experience factor. We got Marc Diakiese at negative 350. We got a plus 260 comeback from Michael the Menace Johnson, but I just don't see enough for me to back Michael Johnson. I do like his left hand. I do like his hands. I like his hand speed, but he didn't look like he was in the best of shape. Marc looked bigger than him, so we got the size factor, reach, everything with Marc Diakiese. So I'm going Marc Bone Crusher on this one. Who do you have?
I hate this matchup, Mike. I hate this matchup so much. I hate this matchup a lot. I hate it because Michael Johnson, as you said, has hands. This motherfucker can box. He can strike.
Yep.
But it all depends on where he's at mentally. There's a second thing. He can defend takedowns, but he tends to get taken down. When he's tired of the bull crap, you know, when he's lackadaisical with the bull crap, he will allow himself to get taken down. When he's on point and he don't want to deal with the bullshit, he'll defend. Marc Diakiese is all about this brand new wrestling game now.
All about
I hate it as well because the Orlando cage is going to be big. It's going to be wide. So that leaves the option for folks to wrestle if they need to. Diakiese is going to wrestle if he cannot get the striking going with Michael Johnson. I hope to God Michael Johnson could win this one. I hope. But all things are going to lean to Marc Diakiese trying to strike, not liking to get hits, and going for the takedown. Therefore, we're going to take Marc Diakiese by a close decision.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be decision too, man. I think it's gonna go over decision. I think Marc Diakiese's not very. I mean, I guess he could stand and bang, but I think that's stupid. I don't think it's a very smart game plan.
He's not gonna do it. He's gonna get hit a couple times, instant takedown.
I could see him shooting right under the left hook, right under the right hand, and just taking him down. And Michael Johnson, like I said, he's not in the best shape right now. You don't see his legs like in his upper body jacked. So I'm just, besides the veteran skills that Michael Johnson has, I just don't see a way for him to defend this matchup. But the next fight of the night, you get a breakdown first. It is Clay, the Carpenter, Guida takes on Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we got another lightweight fight, man. As
Battle of old men
through 14-5 Scott Holtzman. Yes, sir. 39 years old, 5'9" with the 69-inch reach. Representing Tennessee as well. Out of Jim O. Currently riding a 2-fight losing streak. As he lost to Matheus Gamrot by ground and pound. And Beneil Dariush knocked him out. He beat Jim Miller by unanimous decision. Dong Hyun Ma by doctor stoppage. Nick Lentz stopped him. Then he had a nice little 3-fight win streak going on. Hot Sauce, man. Hot Sauce could bang. Hot Sauce got some skills under his belt, man. He tends to strike. He can strike. He strikes pretty well. He has a little bit of jiu-jitsu under his belt. You know, we'll give him the respect. But a lot of decisions. He rides a lot of these fights, you know, little narrow fights or really good fights due to output and grappling. He's going up against a fan favorite, y'all. 37-22, Clay Guida, the Carpenter, former Strikeforce lightweight champion. Let's go, man. 40 years old, 5'7", 70-inch reach, man. Out of Illinois, representing the Chicago area, man. Currently riding a 1-fight losing streak, but training. I think he trained with Greg Jackson now. Yeah. He was with Alpha Male, but he's traveling different places. He was grappling. He grappled to a draw with Alex Caceres last time out. I watched that. That was actually pretty dope.
He is with Greg Jackson, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah. But he was doing some grappling on the side. His last loss in MMA was Claudio Puelles, the damn knee bar. But he beat Leonardo Santos with a rear naked choke round 2. Lost that split decision to Marco Madsen. Beat Michael Johnson. Lost by unanimous decision to Bobby Green. Lost Jim Miller. Beat BJ Penn. He's been up and down, up and down, up and down. OG. Crazy wrestling. Insane cardio. Got nice, tightened up on the boxing a lot, but always has his jiu-jitsu to fall on. Nasty guillotine. Nasty rear naked choke. Jesus Christ. You want to talk about an arm bar? He got that for you too, man. His jiu-jitsu's always in his back pocket. That's what makes him dangerous. For a guy fighting like Holtzman can't attempt to go into an ugly-looking takedown. He can't leave his arms out there dangling. You got to keep space. You got to get on. And when you take him down, you got to get on him. You can't give him space on the ground. For Clay Guida got to do what he does best. Get his combinations out there. Get that output going. Get that wrestling going. That takedowns going. Avoid the big shots from Scott. And just do your thing, man. Handle yours. Scott's been a guy who's kind of been a little rigid, up and down, up and down. I know his son's out there, so that's a little extra motivation for him to get this win out here. This could be another close fight as well, man. I'm taking Clay, though. I'm taking Clay on this one.
Man,
I'm right with Clay. Claudio, I know he was upset about the Claudio Pueller's loss. I think he's coming back extra motivated, per usual. I think he's going to get it done, man. But, yeah, I'm going to take
man. I have Clay. I have Clay, too, and it's like, fuck, he's the underdog. Can you believe that? Be plus 145 underdog is Clay Carpenter. And so you see, I'm seeing that, and it's like Hot Sauce Holtzman has been out of the game a little bit. I don't know exactly if he's taking this serious. I know that Clay Guida takes everything serious that he does. It's very hard for me to pick Holtzman. I originally, like, if they were both very active and they were both 100% into it, I would pick Holtzman, but that's not what I'm getting. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, Clay Guida's old. Holtzman's barely younger. 39 versus 40. The reach is 1 inch reach advantage for Clay Carpenter Guida. Cardio's got to go to Guida. Heart's got to go to Guida. Experience. I mean, like, fuck. So I got to go Clay Carpenter Guida as well. It's 100% dog or pass there, but you got a good fighting dog on your hands there when you have with Clay Carpenter Guida. So I'm glad that you kind of feel that one too. But I'm going Clay Carpenter Guida, the underdog, plus 145. I think that he can get this done and he can grind this out and make it a fun affair. The next fight of the night be between two bad bees. We got Angela Overkill Hill takes on Emily Ducote. This should be a really exciting fight here between these two chicks. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's Angela Hill. What do you mean exciting?" I mean that I like Ducote and I like Hill, and I think that they're both talented. We got Ducote's a BJJ and Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Sorry, I totally fucked that up. She's a black belt in Taekwondo. And then we have Angela Hill, who's been in here forever, fought with the best of them. She won't be as decorated on the ground, but she definitely is decorated. She's a purple belt. So this is going to be a good bout between these two chicks. Right now, odds makers have Angela Overkill Hill plus 110, negative 130, Emily Ducote. But I think this might be Ducote's coming out party. Like I said, she's got the BJJ edge. I feel like the striking edge. You could call it even. You could slightly edge it maybe for Angela Overkill Hill. I wouldn't hate you for that, but I just really feel like the UFC sees something in Emily Ducote here, and that she's got a slight favorite edge. I'm going to be going Emily Ducote here with her BJJ skills, especially. Feel like she can grind this out and get, even if she doesn't give Angela Hill any space against the cage, she could end up winning this on the ground. So I'm going Emily Ducote B. Who do you got?
There's another fight I hate. There's another.
I like them. I like them both.
Yeah, I like them both, and I hate it because I'm gonna have to ride with the same wave that you riding with.
Oh shit!
And you take Emily Ducote as well. This is problematic. Angela Hill's gonna make this fight a tough fight. The problem with this fight is that Emily Ducote has tightened up very well on all the things she had messed up on previously everywhere else where she was at Bellator, wherever she was at Victor. She tightened up all that, made that debut against Jessica Panay, showed off. She could get away with those same things here against Angela Hill, and that's what I'm mad about. She could get that much. She could go for those legs. She could go for Angela Hill's legs because Angela Hill will throw leg kicks, but Angela Hill don't check those kicks. She'll leave herself open for those kicks. Angela Hill has a lot of output behind that jab, though. She works very well behind that jab. When she can get her jab out, double up on that jab, she works really well on throwing those Muay Thai strikes. Ducote, however, her boxing helps her out. Those leg kicks will help her out. And Ducote can wrestle.
Better kick.
That's the thing. All right, Ryan? And that's the big difference as well. The wrestling aspect. If Angela Hill's gonna be able to defend the takedowns from Ducote, then yeah, she'll get it. She could probably get it. but it's just that output, and I know she's gonna go for Hill's legs to take away Hill's movement as well as Hill's kicking game, and if there's any tie-ups in the Muay Thai aspect. That's why I'm gonna lean towards Emily Ducote here. Could Ange take it? Probably, but she's gonna have to avoid those kicks, a lot of those leg kicks, and I don't think she's gonna be able to. So I'm gonna take Emily Ducote, man.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're feeling that too, man. And so I'm gonna actually throw down on Emily Ducote, 1.3 units on Emily Ducote because I feel like she's the better fighter with the higher ceiling now at this point. I feel like the UFC has gotten their worth out of Angela Hill, and we shall see next week, man. Hopefully, it's a weird one. I'm gonna be happy if I'm wrong.
Lord knows if it goes to a decision.
You never know.
We know how Hill goes with decisions. That's the thing as well.
Exactly. So you never know, and so you're always risking it in that sense. But the next fight of the night is the last fight on the prelims. You get to jump into it first. It's Niko, the hybrid. Price takes on Philip Rowe.
Oh yes. So first off, we gotta talk about that. Philip Rowe missed weight by 2.5 pounds. That was disappointing. But the fight's still going on. I think it's about 20-30% of his purse is gone, but the fight is still happening. So we're going to talk about it. Philip Rowe, the Fresh Prince, 9-3. Born out of Brooklyn. Fighting out of Florida, though. 32 years old, 6'3" with an 80.5-inch reach. Riding a 2-fight win streak out of Fusion Excel Performance, where he last beat Jason Witt. Knocked out Jason Witt because Jason Witt is a lame-o. And he beat Orion Cosey with punches around 2 as well. Back in 2021. He lost to Gabe Green, and I think that was his debut. And then he beat Edmund Shabazian's brother, Leon, round 3 punches back in 2019.
Jason Witt.
For real. Philip Rowe is interesting. Philip Rowe is everything that what's this dude's name? Oh my God, Ugly Man Joe. There you go, Joseph Holmes.
Yeah,
I thought would be. That's everything Philip Rowe kind of is. Philip Rowe could grapple. He got pretty decent jiu-jitsu. Philip Rowe could strike. He got really crazy reach, and he throws. He got pretty solid power in his hands. Really good combinations. Not bad. Not bad at all. He going up against a bad boy, Niko Price, though. The hybrid. Niko Price, 15-5, man. 33 years old, 6 foot tall with the 76-inch reach. Reach disadvantage. That's going to be crazy.
Huge.
1-fight win streak out of Syndicate Boxing Club. He last fought and defeated Alex Oliveira, Cowboy Oliveira. Fought Michael Pahea, crazy fight. Lost that by unanimous decision. No contest to Donald Cerrone. Lost to Vicente Luque because of the eye injury. Knocked out James Vick with that up kick. Yo, hybrid is all gung-ho. There's nothing bad I can say about Niko Price. If anything that I can say bad about Niko is that Niko takes a lot of damage in these fights, but he got a whole lot of heart, man. That man's willing to go out in the shield if necessary. So that makes this fight a fight of the night candidate. Niko got dynamic ways of winning fights, man. So we got to look forward to seeing how he's gonna, if he's gonna win this one, how he wins this.
Once Niko ended that up kick knockout, once he landed that, I really was like, this motherfucker, wild.
Remember, he knocked out this dude, James Vick, with that up kick. He knocked out Randy Brown with them damn hammer fist off his back.
Oh, that's right, 2 times. Yeah, that's right.
That's crazy. So that's why I'm always like, yo, this dude, he's always ready. He's always ready. So it's going to be a nasty fight. And I think he could get inside on Phil Rowe's reach. I think he could get inside. I think he could tie up Phil Rowe, get him tired a little bit. He got to fight a smart fight before you make the fight a messy fight. Tie him up, get him tired, get aggressive on the takedowns, beat him up, get him messy on the feet when he's tired. For Philip Rowe just got to keep this at distance. Use your distance as an advantage. Get those push kicks out there. Put your hands together. Get some combinations where you can land a decent body kick or a good head kick and try to put this guy away, man. Fuck. Who wins this? This is crazy, man.
The tough one. Dude, a lot of these are fucking tough, dude.
These are fun. This is fucking tough.
Negative 135 favorite for Niko Price, plus 110 comeback for Philip Rowe. B, if that helps. Slight underdog for the Philip Rowe. I feel like Philip Rowe's got some athleticism. He could get it done too, but I don't want to pick against Niko either. Fucking weird.
Can we take Philip Rowe?
I think we can for sure. I think my heart's telling me that Philip Rowe can fucking do this with that reach, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It's a battle of Floridians right here, though. Both of them reside in Florida right now.
You know what the problem with Phil? I've never seen Philip Rowe tested to the point that I've seen. I guess Niko is the only thing.
That's the thing. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
That's it.
But Niko's taking so much damn punishment too, though. That chin makes me worry.
Philip Rowe he's never really lost in a manner that I don't like. You know, he hasn't got knocked out. He hasn't got submitted. I don't care. You know, grappling rules. He takes on Gordon Ryan. You got some balls to take on Gordon Ryan. You know.
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna take Rowe. We're gonna take Philip Rowe.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Rowe.
Yeah,
Rowe.
I'm taking him too, bro. As much as I love me some Niko hybrid Price, I have not seen a reason not to take the Fresh Prince. He's taller, longer, stronger. The only thing we haven't seen is the spectacular stuff that we've seen from Niko hybrid Price. But that's just because he hasn't been here long enough to shock and awe us. Yeah. He wins by punches. He's got the length and reach. And that could be really problematic for a guy like Niko hybrid Price walks into the 80-inch reach and ends up getting clipped. I'm going with Philip Rowe, the underdog here. He's a slight dog, I believe, is plus 110, negative 135 for Niko Price. This is going to be a great fight to introduce the main card. And that brings us to the first fight on the main card. It is Eryk, your boy, Anders, takes on Kyle.
Yeah, your boy, not my boy.
Not my boy. That's what I used to say too. So funny. But yeah, dude, this is going to be a good one here between the two people battling for the right to keep their contracts, man. We got the BJJ black belt and Kyle Daukaus. He's one of the Dockling brothers. Yeah, BJJ black belt, purple belt, and Muay Thai. So this dude, pretty spectacular, really good athlete. The problem that I have with Kyle Daukaus is that I see that he's not a fighter. He doesn't remind me of a guy that like War Machine, my bro, that actually goes out on the weekends and fights people. Like and that's not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying he does not take me for a guy that likes to be take damage. That kind of worries me in a big brother situation here versus a guy like Eryk, your boy Anders, who's athleticism. We got the black belt, Kyle Daukaus. Eryk Anders is the brown belt in BJJ. So, not much extra there. So then we got to go to striking. The striking is going to be weird because your boy Anders is a southpaw. He's going to be throwing some big haymakers, especially the big left. But then you have Daukaus. That he's not the best striker himself, and if he gets clipped by a guy like Eryk Anders, I could see Eryk Anders grinding out a 3-round decision versus a young man like Kyle Daukaus, who has never experienced that D1 wrestling, that pedigree, the upper echelon of athleticism. And I know he's an underdog. your boy Anders right now is plus 185, moderate underdog, negative 225 favorite for Kyle Daukaus. I can't be throwing down 225 on Daukaus because I see that if he gets clipped by a man, his whole face will change. And I feel like that could happen versus a guy like Eryk Anders. Or Eryk Anders could fucking grind him against the cage for 2.5 rounds out of 2 rounds out of 3. I'm just feeling something weird here, B, and I can't throw Daukaus in any parlay and anything. Can't even money line him because I just don't trust it. I'm going dog or pass. I'm going Eryk, yeah, boy, Anders. I feel like something fishy is going to go on in this bout, B.
Yeah, I can agree with you on this one. I'm not. Yeah, it could be dog or pass. I like Kyle Daukaus. I didn't like what happened to Kyle Daukaus in his last fight, though, against Roman Dolidze. I didn't like that. Dolidze pretty much just walked up to him, tagged him up, and that man really just went down. He went down bad. Eryk Anders has that same ability. It all comes down to if Kyle Daukaus can manage to tie that man up and get him to the ground. I'm not sure if Kyle Daukaus has that type of strength.
Dude, Eryk Anders gets up pretty good, too.
Eryk Anders early in the fight. I know Andre Muniz managed to do that. There's a couple guys who managed to do that, but their grappling is different. There is worlds above Kyle Daukaus's. And I like Kyle Daukaus, man, but that's a nasty 2 rounds of Eryk Anders you got to deal with if you're trying to get this man tied up. You're going to have to wait for him to make a mistake so you could get a submission attempt or something. I don't like that.
The thing I do like about Eryk, your boy Anders, is that because he comes from a real D1 school and he's seen what it's like to do athletics, he takes these camps, and to me, in my mind, I see it more professionally. I could be totally fucking wrong, but I just feel like this is not a guy to fucking to lapse on. It's going to be a very scary round for fucking Kyle Daukaus, round 1. Yeah. He's going to be fucking scared.
Yeah. It just comes down to his IQ, man. Can Eryk Anders' fight IQ come together? Can he not make the mistakes and just go out there, defend what he got to defend, and just pretty much beat up Kyle Daukaus, man? That's the only thing. The only person that's going to cost Eryk Anders this fight is Eryk Anders.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. So I'm going to take Eryk Anders.
Yep. It's a weird.
I'm going to see Eryk Anders this way.
We're both feeling the underdog. There's no way I could feel confident betting on Daukaus after Dolidze big brothered him round 1. I feel like Anders could do that same thing. And so we shall see next week. The next fight B, you got to jump into first. It's Jack the Joker Hermansson takes on Roman Dolidze.
Look, we were just talking about the guy.
Yeah.
Look.
Perfect timing.
So there we go, man. So we got Jack Hermansson, 185, y'all. Jack the Joker Hermansson. You know, he's ranked up there. Jack the Joker, man, 34 years old, 6'1", 77.5-inch reach out of Sweden. 1-fight win streak out of Fontaine Academy. Oh, Frontline Academy. I said Fontaine. What's wrong with me? He beat Chris Curtis, man. Unanimous decision. That was that fight where we thought this dude was going to grapple. He said, nah, man, we going to kick. I think he was supposed to fight Strickland, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to fight Strickland, but Curtis came in, and everybody got caught off guard when Hermansson started kickboxing. Really good job by Hermansson on that fight. Curtis got upset. Oh, yeah, there you go. He was supposed to fight somebody. No! Wasn't he supposed to fight Till? He was supposed to fight Till. That's what happened. He was supposed to fight Till.
Right. No,
and he fought Curtis instead. That's what happened.
Yeah, it got canceled. That's right.
Yeah. He was supposed to fight Till. And then he fought Curtis. And, yeah, this dude came out with kickboxing instead and beat Curtis. Before that, he fought Strickland and lost a split decision.
Dude, that's twice. Actually, 2 times the Darren Till bout got canceled from.
Yeah. And then he fought Edmund Shabazian. He won. He lost to Vittori, but beat Kelvin Gastelum with the heel hook. Yo, top in the middleweight division. The man's improved his striking. He has really good grappling skills. I hate the single legs that he be shooting for, though. I swear to God. I hate everybody that shoots desperation looking single legs. I hate that shit to hell. I hate it. But when he puts his grappling game together, it works. When he's focused on it, it works. He's fighting a guy that likes to grapple too, Roman Dolidze, 11-1. The Caucasian.
All I think about is Cheyenne Bays just getting thick dick from fucking Roman Dolidze every time I see it, dude. I can't.
I didn't even want to say it.
I have to say
34 years old, 6'2", 76.
Cancel Mike.
Out of Georgia, 3-fight win streak. That man is all up with Cheyenne. All with Cheyenne Valismas. Poor JP, man. 3-fight win streak. Knocked out that dude Phil Hawes last time we seen him. Kyle Dawkins, he knocked him out. Loriano Starpoli, he sent that man away. The leads could grapple. He got a nice little jiu-jitsu in his back pocket. Got a little submission game. But that man's known for his hands, boy. That man got kryptonite in his hands. And if you happen to be from the planet of Krypton, if you want to be any one of Superman's relatives, you're going to get knocked the fuck out. For real. Yo, Roman Dolidze got power, kid. Oh, my God.
He's scary looking, dude.
That's different. A different type of impact, man. For Jack, I don't recommend Jack trying to really get in there and wrestle heavy. I recommend Jack play the distance game. I don't want Jack to tie up with Roman. I want Jack to just tap, point, fight on points. I'll point him. Fight like you fought Chris Curtis. Get the win. But seriously, I want Roman Dolidze to knock this man out. That's what I want. So I'm going to take Roman Dolidze on this one. I like Jack. Jack is cool and all. But I want Roman Dolidze to climb up the ladder. So I want to see Roman Dolidze go in there, put the pressure on Jack, because Jack don't like pressure. That's one thing for sure. Jack does not like pressure.
No.
He don't like heavy hitters that bring pressure. Nope. And I want Roman to approach him the way Jared Cannonier approached him. I want him to do that because he could do that. Just defend the takedown, force him to fight on the hands, and knock him out. That's it. Roman Dolidze is my pick. What say you, Mike?
Yeah, man, I'm going the same way, man. Roman Dolidze. The problem with Jack Hermansson is that even in his wrestling pedigree, he goes for a single leg. It's never a double leg. He never a double leg hand, locks his hands, picks the guy up, slams him down. Just a very, very weird. 1 second. Very just weird. When it comes to Jack's wrestling game, yes, he has a single leg. Yes, he's got taken on Kazmat, and he definitely works on it. But I don't take him as a true wrestler. Single leg, turn and dump, double leg, fucking turn and dump, double leg, lock the hands, pick him up, slam him. I don't see that out of Jack the Joker Hermansson, and so I also don't like Jack's striking game. He leaves his chin very out there, wide open. He stands flat-footed because he's unorthodox and does not have the most all-around best striking game. This is why I feel like you see Dolidze getting a chance here versus a guy and ranked higher than him. We got number 8+ versus number 22. This is very rarely do you see a guy like Roman Dolidze getting a chance like Jack Hermansson. I think that Roman Dolidze could possibly be the real deal versus Jack. The only thing I worry about is jiu-jitsu. I've never seen Roman Dolidze's full-on jiu-jitsu game. There's nothing really posted for me to get to base anything off, but he's never been submitted. He's fought through every adversity that he's needed to. And so I'm going Roman Dolidze too. And Roman Dolidze is also an underdog, plus 150, negative 185 comeback for Hermansson. So we're going another underdog there. Me and B both going Roman Dolidze. We're feeling something special there. So
for sure,
should be a good fight between them. But the next fight of the night, well, that was me, is between Tuivasa takes on Sergei Pavlovich.
yes.
This should be a good fight between some big boys. Sergei is 16-1. He is 30 years old, 6'3", with a 84-inch reach. He's on a 4-fight win streak, fighting out of Russia. He's got a Greco-Roman wrestling base. He last took on Derek Lewis with my punches round 1. But Derek Lewis kind of gives me a little bit of quit every once in a while, and I feel like he gave it to us in that one. Then it's Shamil Murgoff. He won by punches, ground and pound round 1. Only real loss is Alistair Over in ground and pound round 1 back in 2018. That was his first fight, welcomed into the UFC, and it's just that's a very, very tough test. But he's taking on a guy very much like Alistair Overeem, who's strong as fuck, tied Bam Tuivasa, 15-4, 29 years young still, 6'2", with a 75-inch reach. This is going to be interesting, man. The reach advantage for Sergei is huge. We got 9 inches, 1 inch reach or 1 inch height advantage. Sergei has not faced a guy like Bam Bam in a while. Like I just said, Sergei's the last time he fought someone like Bam Bam, you could say Derek Lewis, but Derek Lewis didn't even show up, so that doesn't count. But Alistair Overeem is the last time he's fought anyone that actually decided to show him something.
Right.
I think that he's going to have a little harder time with a guy like Bam Bam than he thinks. Tuivasa, been there with Marc Hunt since he was a young buck. He fought Versil Gone 3 rounds, which I thought he was more impressive. I know he lost by punches in round 3, but man, dude, Cyril Gane's super athletic, super strong. I mean, I don't even know what Sergei Pavlovich would do in 1 or 2 rounds versus a guy like that. So he's beaten Derek Lewis, beaten Augustus Sakai, Greg Hardy, Hunsucker, Stefan Struve. So I'm going with the dog, especially with the heavyweights when it's already a kind of a coin toss. I'm going with the underdog, Bam Bam. I'm thinking the Tuivasa could possibly get hands on Sergei Pavlovich, give him some trouble. 3-round fight, so the gas tank doesn't need to be that long for Tuivasa. I think that Sergei is going to have more than his hands full in this bout, but it's going to be a little scary one, especially these heavyweights. What do you say, B?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Mike. This is going to be a very scary fight, man, especially concerning the first round. Sergei has a crazy reach advantage here.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And he's going to punch with long strikes. He's going to hit the 1-2, he's going to definitely go for the 1-2s or the hooks. And he's going to throw those things just the way he went with Derek Lewis, just the way he goes with every other opponent he faces. It's just size you up, throw a couple shots, go full blast at you, and then see what happens. We know Tuivasa's chin's been tested against some of the hardest hitters in the division. He's managed to come back in fights against some of the hardest hitters in the division. If Tuivasa could avoid some of those big shots early, he walks right in, knocks this man out as well. We've seen Tuivasa be able to work in the clinch range, which has really impressed me a lot. And, he fought a guy like Gane and almost put Gane away. Who's to say he can't put Pavlovich away? He got to just avoid a couple of these big strikes coming from Pavlovich. And I think he could find his way to victory. It's just that Pavlovich's burst, that explosion of shots, man, he just pours it on. And if he sees you hurt, he's going to really pour it on. So I'm at a situation where I say Brain says Pavlovich. Heart says Chewy.
It's weird.
And I'm going to ride with that, man. I hope Tuivasa could get this done. But I might lean towards Sergei Pavlovich. But I really do hope that Tuivasa could get this done, man. He's climbed up to the level where he needs to be in the heavyweight division. I don't want to see him fall off.
Nope.
I hope he get this win here. I hope he get this win. He can get this shoey going.
Oh, we all going to be hyped.
And just put this guy Sergei to sleep. For real.
So we're both going to the underdog Bam Bam there as well. It's hard for me to not believe that he has more experience because he's been banging with Hunt for a long time. I feel like it's going to be a lot closer of a fight than they have lined there. So with that said, the next fight of the night, get a breakdown first. It is Matheus Nicolau takes on Matt Danger Schnell.
Yes. So we got our MTV hero over here, man.
Yeah.
Matt Danger Schnell, man. 16-7 out of American Top Team. 32 years old, 5'8" with the 70-inch reach. If you guys know, this man was sitting there chilling in Louisiana, man. Chilling with Dustin Poirier, Tim Crater, a couple other cats. What's homeboy that got cut by the UFC? He fought Adrian Yanez.
Randy Yanez or Randy Costa?
No. Tony Kelly. There you go.
Oh, the Nazi motherfucker.
Yeah, he was on there too. He was on there
too. Nazi motherfucker, and I would have
the Nazi motherfucker. Okay. But yeah, they was all on that show, man. The MTV show. But yeah, there was also a fight.
Bully Beatdown, right? Bully Beatdown?
No. It was a documentary show. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, really? I thought.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was Bully Beatdown.
It's a documentary show MTV had. But Matt Schnell was on it. Tony Kelly was doing appearances on it a couple times.
I never saw it. It was just new. Yeah, is new or old school?
It's old. I think it's like it came out like
Matt Schnell before he got into the actual UFC. He's been fighting for a long time.
Yeah. So that came out before he got signed, man. But Matt Danger Schnell, man. He fought Sumundarji last time we seen him. He beat Sumundarji. I'm so shocked by that.
That was crazy.
Fought Brandon Royval, got submitted and lost. He lost to Rogerio Bontorin, but he beat Tyson Nam by split decision. Lost to Alexandre Pantoja with that overhand right, but was on a 4-fight win streak when he beat Espinoza, Louis Smolka, Naoki Inoue, Marco Beltran. That kid could grapple and wrestle, but he's improved a lot with his hands and improved a lot with his submission skills. I'll tell you that. Showing some heart. He's going up against Matheus Nicolau. Now, Nicolau was out for quite a while. He came back. 18-2 is Matheus Nicolau. 29 years old, 5'6" with the 66-inch reach out of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Representing Nova União, currently riding a 5-fight win streak where he beat David Dvorak by unanimous decision, which surprised me. He beat Tim Elliott by unanimous decision, beat Manal Kopp by split decision, beat Felipe Efrain and Alan Gabriel outside the UFC, unanimous decision to 1. Gabriel beat by Darce choke. Matheus Nicolau, man, was on the Ultimate Fighter, and he was pretty damn good, picking up that Nova União striking style, with heavy leg kicks, nice body kicks. The boxing was pretty good, in and out the pocket. Came back, not much output like he used to have. Not much of that, you know what I mean? He plays it a little bit more safe than what he used to. Not jumping in and out the pocket. He kind of stays a little bit stationary from time to time and fights from his range. Does fight well though. Puts out pretty decent output compared to the output he used to put out though. Fights a lot smarter, that's why. Matt Schnell, also another guy too, where he's improved his hands, but you know, he's kind of trying to play it safe, although the last couple of fights he's kind of wild the fuck out. But this is a really good fight, an even fight here. Even though Nicolau is dope. Nicolau has the ability to put somebody out. He has KO power. But we ain't seeing him much since he's returned. Schnell's been pretty active. I think Schnell could get this done, but Schnell got to mix up the game. If Schnell doesn't mix up his overall game, then he's going to be fucked. He can't be sitting there trying to throw in the pocket with Matheus Nicolau. He has to grapple. He has to wrestle. He has to punch, kick, do all that, strike. He has to put everything together to get Nicolau out of there. If not, Nicolau's going to be that type of guy who's going to come in. He's going to get into his groove. And if he gets into his groove with his striking, there's going to be a problem to take him down. And he'll probably knock out Matt Schnell. After the fight Matt had last out, I'm going to take Matt Schnell on this one.
Holy shit.
Schnell can get things done. I think he can stop Matheus Nicolau. I think he can get the decision or the late finish against Matheus Nicolau.
Wow, this would be a wild one if he was able to do that. Right now, the odds makers have Matt Schnell at a plus 300, Matheus Nicolau at a negative 400 favorite. And, yeah, it's steep, but it's because you got the BJJ black belt Matheus Nicolau, and then you got the striking from Nova Uniao, who you normally don't see the BJJ black belt coming from that camp. Very, very weird fight here. Yeah, and then Matt Danger Schnell, one of the guys you just don't want to count out. But I'm definitely going to pick Matheus Nicolau. I'm going to stick with him. I think that he is the better fighter. He's got the better all-around game. I believe he's also southpaw, also has a mean left hook. And it should be a good bout between these two guys, man. And so with that said, I know I love me some Matt Danger Schnell, but Matheus Nicolau is definitely got to be my pick for that one.
Okay.
The next fight of the night is the co-main event of the evening. We have Rafael dos Anjos takes on Bryan Bam Bam Barberena.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the hell this matchup is.
I don't know. I don't either, bro. But you know what's crazier is the odds. I mean, I know that the RDA is the OG negative 600 on Bovada, plus 400 comeback for Bryan Barberena. I mean, I do black belt in BJJ for Rafael dos Anjos, blue belt for Bryan Barberena. I get that. But the size difference between these two, Bryan Barberena has been facing guys in this 175-pound division and bigger than himself. RDA's barely been in this division and is definitely smaller of the two. The odds are just throwing me off big time. You got the 2-inch reach advantage for Bam Bam, 4-inch height advantage for Bam Bam. 5 years younger. I mean, RDA. I'm picking I mean, I have to pick RDA because of my rule: the veteran versus the newcomer. RDA has shown me enough gas left in the tank. He's shown me enough skills. But man, this is one of those ones where the heart and then the size of Bryan Barberena could be could cause some problems. But I'm going to pick RDA because of his BJJ game, because his experience, because of his kicking game. RDA is just a really smart athlete, and so it's hard for me to go against him. I'm going to pick RDA, but don't get it twisted. I'm not betting him. I wouldn't parlay it. Seems very fishy in the sense he's facing a big guy in Bryan Barberena. You see anything fishy here, or are you going RDA as well?
A lot of people going RDA. A lot of people are taking RDA.
It's just on paper because the veteran BJJ, that's all we're seeing. But he's small.
Yeah. And a lot of people feel that, RDA may be able to go in here and use the jiu-jitsu and probably get on, and use the pace and outpace Bryan Barberena. I'm not sure if that's it, though. Like, Bryan's managed to prove some of these people wrong, though, man. You see, he fought fucking Robbie Lawler. You see Robbie Lawler put a pace on that man,
Yeah.
and then that man literally came back and outpaced Robbie Lawler. Like
that was crazy.
And we don't even know how the hell that happened, but it happened. He's got beaten up and managed to say, "Yo, I'm coming right back," and damn near finish people. That man took punishment from Vicente Luque and all these other guys. Bryan Barberena is a little different, and he's fighting a lot smarter than what he used to. Bruh.
He does.
On paper, this should be RDA.
It ain't paper, though. It's a fight.
But it's shaky, man. This shit is shaky, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. What if Barberena's cardio comes into this? This is a 3-round fight as well. This is not no 5-rounder. This is another thing you got to take into consideration.
RDA would do better with a 5-round.
If this was a 5-round, I'd be like, yo, I'm all in. But if Bryan Barberena could play the game, bruh, this is going to be insane, man. I think Bryan Barberena could get the finish here. I think Bryan could get the win here.
It would be crazy. It could happen.
Utter madness.
They're giving us a fishy-ass matchup. I'll tell you that.
If RDA is coming in the way he fought Moicano, then RDA.
Yeah.
But that was a 5-round fight, too.
And Moicano's not as big as Barberena. So that it's still different, you know?
But and Barberena takes punishment. That's another dude who takes punishment and comes right back.
Yeah,
bro, I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna take Barberena.
Oh man, I don't hate you for it because the fact that, like I said, it's so fucking easily could happen. This is a fishy matchup. This is not the right weight for RDA, and so some of the attributes we're kind of giving them, they won't be so much for a guy like Bryan Barberena who's tough. So B's going dog or pass there, and I don't hate him for it.
I'm gonna get crazy. We taking Matt Schnell and we taking Bryan Barberena. We going crazy.
B's gonna get one of those. You watch it. We'll be back here next week, and for sure one of those motherfuckers gonna get it. So the main event of the evening is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson takes on Kevin Holland. This should be a good fight between these dudes. We got the gatekeeper of all time, Stephen the Wonderboy Thompson, Mr. Karate himself. We know he does not want to wrestle, does not want to do jiu-jitsu. He wants to strike, do a point game, keep from distance, and he's fighting the guy Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland can do everything. He can strike, and he can also clinch up, and he can scramble, as we've seen with Kazmat in the first little bit of their fight. All over the place, super athletic. Kevin Holland's going to be 3 inches taller, a 6-inch reach advantage. I like me some Kevin Holland here. I just don't think that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is as athletic. I don't think he's going to be as explosive. I feel like the only chance is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson point fights away, 5 rounds, really boring decision. But I feel like Kevin Holland could somehow get this fight down to the ground, take Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's back, and do something with his athleticism. But, dude, we've seen a lot of people try to take Stephen Wonderboy Thompson down, and it's not as easy as it may seem. Right now, the odds makers have Stephen Wonderboy Thompson at a plus 145 underdog, negative 175 comeback for the Kevin Holland, the favorite. I think that's lined pretty fair. I know that it opened up a little different. Kevin Holland was a negative 110. He's been bought down by the public, and they're seeing kind of what I'm seeing too. But I'm going to be going Kevin Holland because he is the fun side. He's the right side. He is got the higher ceiling. And other than the fact that maybe Stephen Wonderboy can outpoint him or kick him in his head one time to end it, I just don't see it, man. I think Kevin Holland is athletic enough, is explosive enough, and I think Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is not as explosive as he once was. So I'm going Kevin Holland in the main event. B, who do you got?
Okay, I hear you. All right, I had to take this into consideration.
Yeah,
both these dudes, they've been really friendly.
Really friendly.
They've done each other's podcasts. They've done each other's shows. They've done breakdowns on each other. They show a lot of mutual respect. Both of these dudes are primarily strikers, and I like that. The big thing is that Kevin Holland will wrestle. He is going to grapple.
He better
under Travis Lutter. He has to grapple.
He better.
He has to grapple. God damn it. He has to. I know Wonderboy Thompson, really good takedown defense. Few guys could take him down. He's getting up there in age, though. And I think it's going to come down to the later rounds. I think Kevin Holland's going to find his way to get a takedown in the later rounds of this fight. But with the way this cage is going to be, I love Wonderboy Thompson's movement, his footwork, how he uses his legs, his lateral movement. You know, he used to lack lateral movement because he used to leave himself open to certain kicks. Now he's kind of worked on those things. I like his footwork. I like how he does things. He got to get back to the old Wonderboy, though, where he was able to sneak these little counter shots, throw these nice little setups for these head kicks.
That was when he was fast. That was when he was faster. I just don't think he's as fast. So.
You know? Yeah, I agree there. But he just got to look for the setup. That's the thing. He had to set it up. It's not like how he used to just be able to be quick, and then just easily put it together. He has to set these things up. And Kevin Holland's a guy who's going to be throwing kicks the same way, throwing the punches the same way. I think he has the better hands than Wonderboy. I don't think he got the better kicks than Wonderboy. No. But I think he has a little bit more power than Wonderboy. I believe that. And with the aspect of wrestling, if he could put the wrestling, the grappling together in the later rounds, I can see Kevin Holland winning this. Kevin Holland's one thing, though, is that he has to be more focused on fighting and less on talking and not let Wonderboy outpoint him. True. That's the one fucking thing. Because Wonderboy knows how to fight these long fights. He's been in the trenches with some of these guys already. And he already knows that, if push comes to shove, I can increase that striking output. I could outpoint these guys. No fucking problem. So you got to put focus and fucking throw your shit out there. Handle Wonderboy. I'm going to take Kevin Holland as well.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Wonderboy, but I'm going to take Kevin Holland, man.
Well, man, with that said, that's this weekend's main event. I'm glad that we're both agreeing because it's going to be a fun one tomorrow. We haven't had the UFC in over a week, and so with that said, it's so much more fun when we get this little drought because every bout tomorrow, it doesn't matter if it's the first fight of the night. I'm going to be tuned in. I'm going to be super excited. You want to shout out your Twitter handle, B, and your OK Live or where you'll be tomorrow to stream in case people want to jump in?
Yo, sure, man. I'm on Twitter, Mr. B at Mr. B1986, MISTERB1986. Ask me a question, like my tweets or whatever. Have a question in the DMs or whatnot. I'm on OK Live. OK Live is Mr. B. I still have to try to figure out what the hell happened to my account that I was currently using. Either way, I still have an account that's Mr. B. That's the one before I think I got on. Yeah. One before I had on beforehand. But yeah, it's Mr. B. Still Mr. B on OK Live. So you'll see it. It'll be some women's MMA fighter, of course. And yeah, that's that.
we should do one of those the Twitter audio sessions during a fight. That'd be fun. Because then we can just watch the fights without having to worry about the audio or the video,
For real, man. Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know. I'm down to jump in and chat with you while those go down. It'd be fun. We'll do it for an exciting card. But with that said, that is UFC Orlando. Wonderboy Thompson is taking on Kevin Holland. Those are our bets, our leans, and everything in between. Really, really can't thank y'all enough for making the show what it is and for tuning in. And until next time, till me and Mr. B shoot the shit. Let's fucking roll, baby.
Yes, sir. Peace.